All right, so glad that you all have joined our little Hamilton music there. So we want to welcome you to our closing ceremony. Again, I'm Antoinette Newsome. I'm the McNair Scholars Program Coordinator at UMBC. And so first, as we start our closing ceremony, we want to start by saying that you did it. And this is for our presenters, for our volunteers, for our staff, for everyone. We did it. And so please give yourselves a round of applause. You can use the reaction feature on Zoom. Even give yourself a little pat on the back. I think it's important that we continue to encourage ourselves in this season. And I do want to acknowledge that for those of you who have presented for the very first time, we are so proud of you. And for all others, we know that you did well too. And so as a reminder, we're amongst a community of support, and it is our hope that is what you felt today and throughout this conference experience. And like Dr. Lee mentioned, success is self-defined, is self-identified. So you get to define your own success. And with that, we are glad that you chose the UMBC McNair Research Conference as a way to share your research success with the world. And so now we will share a quick conference overview, just so that you all know the amount of people who you had here to support you and to aid you in your educational journey. And so we had 48 graduate schools as a result of this conference. There were 30 poster presentations. We had 90 oral presentations and over 200 students registered. And that includes 40 McNair professionals. And so again, you all have made this entire conference possible through your participation, through your ongoing engagement. And for that, we want to say thank you. We also want to remind you about the graduate schools. And so next is just a picture of all of the schools that we've had at our grad school fair. So please, please, please follow up with those that you have made connections with. Please reach out and send emails. In addition to that, you all may be applying to some of the same programs, right? So continue to connect with each other via LinkedIn or any other preferred format that you have shared throughout this conference experience. And so we just wanted to send those reminders to you all. And again, we are very, very proud that we have made it to the end. And with that, I will pass it over to Michael Hunt for some closing remarks.
Awesome. Thank you, Antoinette. There's some announcements I want to make before, because what we're actually going to do, and one of the great things about our conferences and what we've started instituting as a community, is that we close out with your voices and hearing, how this experience is going. So I want you to start preparing some things. We'll ask you to put it in chat, but also we'll be able to unmute you in a moment so that you can share sort of something from this experience that has been helpful for you. And so first off, let me give a few just housekeeping announcements so that you know. First off, the evaluation forms that you filled out for the presenters, they automatically got a copy. So that automatically went to their email account if you gave the right email address. And so we want to make sure that happens. So if you filled out the form, we'll make sure if you didn't get it, we'll get it to you as well. But just note that the evaluation should already be in your email box. I also want to take a time to say thank you to a few folks, to all of the program directors who are here and who remained a part of this, and the McNair coordinators and the just McNair administrators from your institutions. I want to say thank you to you. And I also want to make sure that your scholars are thanking you for the work that you've put in as well, for them being here, but also you showing up and being present even now. And so we are grateful to you. Also, we had quite a few moderators. So the moderators that were in the rooms were either McNair alums from UMBC, but we also had some faculty and staff who were also McNair alums who were a part, and some who just are part of our what we call community of supporters for McNair. And so even some community members who are partnering with us in many ways, they were moderators. So to all the moderators, and some of them are actually here now and came to the closing session. And so want to say thank you again to you for this. We could not have done it and made it to this place without you. I then want to highlight a partnership that we've sort of started, and we have about, there's a program called the Cure Scholars of University of Baltimore. And these are students who are actually, what I'm going to ask is, I thought I saw Dr. Bailey. So Dr. Bailey is on, and I'm not sure if anyone else is, but is it possible the name on there is Dr. Bailey? We want to unmute Dr. Bailey. Awesome. Dr. Bailey, can you give us and from what you know of the experience thus far in the students' engagement, can you explain what the Cure Scholars Program is and how we've connected with them with our McNair program? If you don't mind, I know I put you on the spot, but look, when you become a doctor like you are, I know you can handle it. So thank you, Dr. Bailey.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Mr. Hunt, for this opportunity. The UMB Cure Scholars Program is a pipeline program here in West Baltimore, based at the UMB University of Maryland, Baltimore campus. And these scholars start at middle school and go all the way through high school. And they are interested in going into health science professions as well as STEM research areas. And so we have with us 4 dynamic scholars who are actually going into their 11th grade, and they were able to join you all today. Thank you to the UMBC McNair staff for allowing for us to be a part of this just fabulous conference. The exposure, the incitement for being in the different sessions with your wonderful presenters, and for me being able to have an opportunity to be a moderator has just been fabulous. I just touched base with a couple of our scholars and put in the chat, how is everything going? And they've already responded back to me and said they are just enjoying it immensely. So I want to commend you for such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving. And thank you for providing an opportunity to reach so many near and far. Wonderful job. And to all of the presenters, to the scholars, McNair, you all have just done an exceptional job. The bar is raised and you all were definitely present and here. So thank you again for sharing.
Awesome. Thank you. And so I'm not going to put the Cure Scholars on blast in the moment, but if you can acknowledge yourself in the chat if you want to say, so that people know that you're here. So if you're with us, or when we open up the mic, if you have something to say during that time in a moment, you can feel free to, sort of express. But the part that she sort of shared but didn't go into detail with is that we matched each of the Cure Scholars with a McNair ambassador. So those McNair ambassadors that you met earlier today, they all were matched, or 4 of them were matched with a Cure Scholar, and they met with them pre the conference and throughout the conference, and they also going to do a follow-up with them at the end of the conference as well. And so that's what we do. We help to, again, be shoulders for folks. So I'm grateful to our conference ambassadors for actually being the shoulders on which these new Care Scholars are, or these Cure Scholars are standing. And let me rephrase it. They're actually standing on the shoulders. They are the shoulders for future McNair scholars. So I'm already claiming those Cure Scholars as also McNair scholars. So I just wanted to put that out there, that y'all are on your way to being a part of this community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to highlight them. I also wanted to highlight and if I know Cynthia Hill, is she still on? I saw it, Cynthia, and if we have Cynthia, is her, I saw it at one point, I want to make sure. And if she's on, we can unmute her as well. Okay, there she is. So the other day at the conference, we could not get a chance to, at the lecture, get a chance to see, because we were using WebEx. So now we're on Zoom, and we know that we're able to see you and you to share with us. And so Cynthia Hill, for those who don't know, was the former director and assistant to the provost for UMBC at UMBC. And she sort of was the founding director of the McNair program and the work that we're doing here. And we named the Hill Robinson Lecture that happened on Thursday in her honor. And I'm glad I saw her popping in and out through the sessions and things. And so I'm so glad that she's here now. And I just want to give you a moment if you want to share something with the group before we continue.
I just want to share that I am so proud of the UMBC McNair program, the staff, proud of all the students. I saw some wonderful presentations. I'm so glad to know that the McNair program is flourishing nationwide. I just want everybody to continue to be encouraged and continue to work together. Things have not changed in any negative ways. Things have changed in very positive ways within the McNair community. And I just want everybody to just keep up the good work and know that we are still proud. I said on Thursday that you have a nation of supporters, but you know, it's also international because we have some McNair scholars who live abroad and work abroad. So it is, it's an international community. We don't have any McNair programs abroad, but we have McNair alumni abroad. And those who are abroad are in your corner too. So everybody just keep up the good work and be the shoulders for the next group of McNair scholars. And vote up and down the ballot. You're all researchers, so do your research. Figure out who's the best person for every position on that ballot and make sure you vote. And if you can, facilitate somebody else voting as well. Somebody may need a ride. They may need car fare. Just do whatever you can to make sure that everybody votes. You may not realize it, but if people had not voted in certain ways, there would not be a McNair Scholars Program anywhere. That's how we got it, and that's how we can keep it, and that's how we can get everything else done that we need to get done for this country. So congratulations and thank you very much, soon to be Dr. Hunt.
I claim it.
Yes. That's right.
Yes,
Right.
Yes. I want y'all to know, thank you, Ms. Hill, and appreciate it. And so so this is why we're connected. We actually, that was next on my list to talk about voting. And so COE, which is one of our lobbying groups and supporters and programs that helps us make sure that TRIO programs are moving forward, they have created a checklist for students voting to make sure that you do what you need to do. I'm going to make sure by Monday, when we send you another email, just as about Monday, you'll get an email that will talk about the program evaluation. So we'll want you to complete this evaluation form to help us prepare for the future. But there's also a document that COE has created to help to make sure you're doing what you need to do to make sure that your vote counts. And even as Ms. Hill had mentioned, and so that you can help others make sure that their vote counts as well. And so like we're in sync. That was the next thing we were going to talk about. And then we're going to, two things I want to highlight. Social media. We really ask that you please, throughout the time that you are reflecting, take a moment and just share something that you have appreciated about this conference, or anything that you want to say from either the speakers or each other, or just stay connected with each other using the hashtags that we have. So hashtag UMBC McNair Conference and hashtag Trio Works. Now, when she talks about the national community, that's what Trio Works. That's a national movement, and even, as mentioned, international as well. And so we want the world to see you and to see your work. So if you have a screenshot of your presentation, anything, to hashtag it and put up your Trio Works as well, so that we can make sure your information is going further than just this conference. And then the last thing I'll give an announcement wise, think about as we move into a time of your reflections. I'm going to say it publicly, and they probably can't hear me because they upstairs, but I give thanks to my mom and to my wife, because this has been a week of preparation where my mom's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you still up? Go to bed. What are you doing? Go to bed. And so it reminded me of all the people as we started the conference, discussing and thinking about the people on shoulders we stand. We sometimes may neglect those who are really close by us as well. And so I want to make sure that you are forever giving thanks to those people too, who are those friends and family members too, who are making sure that you have what you need to be successful. And so, right, Tanya, exactly. I know. And so I also will highlight Tanya, which is Tanya Ramsey. Tanya, we're going to put you on. So let's put Tanya on real quick. Tanya, you just created a document, and this is explain to the students who you are, and this is going to get us started as well. And it's time for you all to sort of share. And so Tanya Ramsey, introduce yourself, but you also put something in the chat that has you just decided in this moment to do. And so talk about what that is so that people will know.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Tanya Ramsey. I am a McNair Scholar at UMBC. This is my 3rd year with McNair now. And I've also served as the previous teaching fellow for the program. And so what I just decided in the moment was everyone kept popping up with all these great LinkedIn links, and I didn't want to lose a chance to be connected with any of you. So it was just kind of like, oh, I wish there was somewhere that we could just store all this information. And I'm like, hi, we have Google Docs. So it was just a quick thing where it was like, okay, what information is, pertinent to be able to see who people might want to add. So name, school, major, and a link, and popped it in for you all, especially because, you're only seeing what was posted in the chat, like before, since you came in the chat. So, yeah.
Thank you, Tanya. So that's it. That's what this community is about, right? She's a McNair Scholar extraordinaire. And someone already put it in, a networking queen. So there you go. That's your new name, networking queen, Tanya. Networking queen, Tanya. And so I think this is a great place for us to start for, if you go to the participant list and you'll see your name, and there's a function beside your name that's the raised hand. And so I am going to ask Brad, I'm not going to necessarily call on folks. He's just going to unmute you when your hand is up, and then unmute the next person when their hand is up. And so if you have something that you want to say in this moment, we're really using this as an open mic. It's the end of our time together. This is one of my favorite times because we really get to hear your voices. What inspired you this weekend? What are you looking forward to going to? Is there something you're needing and something you're lacking? The community is here. The McNair family is in this space. So let us be here for one another in this moment as we close out this amazing experience. So we're going to give you a moment now to start raising your hands. I'm giving you the moment before I start calling out folks. All right, when you become unmuted, you can talk. So I think that's Zandy.
Yeah, Zandy.
All right, Zandy, go right ahead.
Hey, I'm Zandy. I'm a criminology major at the University of Oklahoma. I just wanted to say that this has been really cool. I used to be in the military, and I had people tell me that I would never, kind of find a group of people like this who had like my same interests in mind, that wanted to do research, kind of that I was never going to be here. And so like being here in this conference surrounded by all of you super smart, super awesome people has just been really, really meaningful for me, because I feel like I finally like found my academic family, along with, my own personal cohort here at OU. I love every single one of them, but this family just got, that much bigger for me. And I think it's really cool.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Tyler, you're next.
Yeah. So, I was just gonna say that, well, first off, hi, I'm Tyler Rodriguez. I'm from the New Jersey Institute of Technology, and I'm a biomedical engineering major. I just wanted to congratulate everybody on their perseverance through a situation that none of us could really control, and that has really affected a lot of people's research today, like the tenacity to continue pursuing research and finding ways around to get stuff done, is a quality that I don't know. I don't think many people appreciate as much as they used to. So I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you, and thank you for like presenting a lot of really cool interdisciplinary research and just providing inspiration for people with creative and research oriented minds to kind of build off of. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I know that we had Julie Oates. Can we unframe Julie? There you are, Julie.
Muted.
All right, there you go.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Oakes, and I work at UMBC. I had the pleasure of, hi, Diane, moderating a lot of your sessions today. You were amazing. And I just wanted to say I'm so grateful to be part of the McNair community. I had a research mentee a few years ago. Now I have an amazing mentee, Diane Stonestreet, and so yeah, it's been so rewarding for me. I do a lot of things at UMBC. I'm a Japanese historian. I work for the Honors College, but McNair is one of my favorite things. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Who's next? I just saw a hand. Asia or Asia?
Yes. First, I just wanted to say thank you so much for providing this opportunity to meet other scholars and connect with grad schools. I was a little hesitant about attending the virtual conference this semester because I was really looking forward to going in person, but I'm glad that everything turned out so amazing, and it's just really encouraged me because I was a little worried about going into an interdisciplinary program and even finding one for a PhD program, and just seeing that there's so many out there, and speaking to grad schools and seeing that it's not so scary and that the possibilities are endless, and it's something that I can achieve. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Jamika.
Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Jamika Wiggins. I'm a senior chemical engineering major at UMBC, and I'm a McNair scholar here as well. And I just wanted to, thank you, our McNair community, for putting on the conference. It was great. I enjoyed it. This is my first year in McNair, so being able to take this all in has been a great experience, and I really enjoyed just the community aspect, and as well as to get to see other presentations from other McNair scholars across the country. So I'm just very appreciative for everyone who presented and for my McNair community for putting on this conference, and I'm just glad to be a scholar.
Oh. Awesome. Awesome. All righty. Jessica.
Yeah. Hi. So my name is Jessica. I'm also a senior at the University of Arizona, double majoring in law and sociology. And I just wanted to say thank you to especially the organizers for continuing to organize this, even with the pandemic and virtually instead of in person. I was really looking forward to going in person, but my brother is also in grad school, so I've been to his conferences a lot because he has a lot of them all the time. So I was really looking forward to going in person, but I think it went really well virtually, considering everything, and I'm glad I was able to do it. Because I was also kind of weary about doing it virtually, so it came out really well. So thank you to all the organizers and moderators and anyone that had anything to do with how smoothly it went. And thank you to all the other students that presented and stuff because it was really awesome to hear and see all the presentations and know that other people are able to do stuff even if it's hard right now, and able to make products of our research and stuff. So thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Alana.
Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming this weekend and just being a part of this conference and having fun. I hear a lot of great feedback. I'm very happy for that. If you guys don't know me, my name is Alana. I'm a biochemistry, molecular biology major and psych minor at UMBC. I am a conference ambassador, one-year conference ambassadors from this weekend. But the amount of connections that I saw happen this weekend were amazing, like unfathomable. Like all the LinkedIn links. I love that. I connected with a whole bunch of people on LinkedIn now, and I'm very happy and want to connect with you guys more throughout your journeys. And I loved all the research that I've seen and want to continue seeing more of that in the future. So yeah, definitely networking was my favorite part of this whole weekend. Our conferences at UMBC for McNair are always about networking, and I take pride in being a part of that and being able to share with you guys that. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Alana. Kaylee?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylee Palomino. I'm a fourth-year senior at the University of Georgia, and I study sociology. And this experience, like others have said, at first I was kind of like, I don't know how this is going to work. There's so many people that I'm sure are going to be here, and I don't know how a virtual conference is going to work. But I think it went really, really well. I think my favorite part of this whole conference, like Alana was saying, is just the connections that are being made and hearing a lot of the research projects that everyone has been presenting. A lot of these projects center around marginalized groups of people. And so, you know, I have some connections at the University of Georgia who deal with things like that. And, you know, so it was just nice to be able to share my connections with people and also connect with others on LinkedIn. And so I invite anybody to connect with me. And if you are interested in the University of Georgia, like, please talk to me. So this has been a great experience. And thank you all so much for putting in the effort to make this an amazing experience for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you. Alex.
Hi, my name is Alex Sanders. I'm also from the University of Georgia, and this is kind of going to echo what Kaylee said, but I've also had a fabulous time at this conference. I'm a rather new to the McNair Scholar Program. This is my first year and my first conference here, and I had so much fun. I enjoyed playing the games last night, and the keynote speaker today was fabulous, so motivational. I connected with a lot of people today in the presentations, and their research was not only relevant to the world, unique, inspiring, novel, but it was also relevant to my future research. And I'm so excited to be able to one day use their research to support my own research and just help lift up, like Dr. Cynthia Hill was saying earlier, help lift up the McNair scholars shoulders upon shoulders. So yeah, it's been great. Thanks so much for everything you've done to put it together, and I hope to see you next year.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. James.
Hello, my name's James. I'm a senior at Montana State University in Bozeman, and I study psychology and statistics. And I just kind of wanted to echo a lot of what's being already said. Just McNair has always been a big part of my life and is responsible for a lot of successful opportunities that I've been blessed to have. And I just think this is a really shining example of that, where a lot of other huge universities and organizations really kind of backed away from the plate. McNair and especially UMBC stood up and walked up to the plate and really took a swing at something that we all didn't know how it would go down. And I just think that's really commendable, that, you guys just went for it. And I think it went off awesome. I met some cool people. I had a lot of fun presenting my research, and I just really appreciated how like personal it still felt, and how interactive it still was, even though we all weren't in person. I just think that's really valuable, and I think that speaks really directly to the McNair spirit and just how important this stuff is to all of us. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved, and just, yeah, it was really great. I just couldn't believe, how many really big names walked away from presenting research and, putting on conferences this year, and UMBC didn't do that. So thank you for that.
Awesome, thank you. And before we go to the next, I do want to highlight, and there are several. We're part of a national movement, as Ms. Hill sort of mentioned, and there's a new organization that started, the McNair Association for Professionals, and that's really like the place for our McNair directors and coordinators to gather. And so one of the things that we created, and I actually serve on the executive. Was elected as the parliamentarian for this organization, and we have been intentional about working together. So there's a lot of McNair conferences that are happening, or some that were canceled, and now we're moving forward. But we didn't decide this on our own. So shout out to Steven Fernandez, who's from Baylor University. Who's one of my colleagues, who they have a conference coming up in a few weeks as well. I know that Kansas has one coming up next week. I know College Park is doing one in the spring. And what happened, and this is what I think, who was the last person? I think Alex, or no, not Alex. Who's the, Jane, who was that? I want to make sure, James. So James, you had just mentioned, I'm gonna be honest, it was a daunting task. Like we were questioning, I was questioning if we were gonna do this conference or not. But the community, the McNair family, our community at UMBC, the staff, our professional staff, the student staff, all rallied and said, you know what, we can do this. And so a shout out to all the other directors and those who are planning conferences as well. But note that we're in a moment where we all are collaborating. And so the lessons that I learned from this conference, I'm sharing it with them. And we have been meeting in this group, this committee, over the summer. So some who decided not to host this year because it was multiple reasons. One, their universities decided that they couldn't, for whatever reason, even virtually, in an amount of time to be able to do it as well. But also, as you know, all of our McNair programs are underpaid, understaffed in that sense. And so we had to, so some folks just couldn't manage to do that and manage bringing their students on board for the semester. And so again, we at UMBC, yes, we took the task, but we also had, again, shoulders we stand. So you hear me, I want y'all to, I'm modeling what I want y'all to get is that you didn't get to this place on your own. We didn't get to this conference and to this experience on our own. This isn't just about us, but there was a community of supporters, the folks around us, from MAP to UCLA conference this summer. Like, they did a phenomenal job, and we talked. Alice Ho, who's the director there, and she was a part of this committee and giving us things that worked and didn't work, and we followed that. So just note that always acknowledge those folks who are really getting you to where you are. We're going to keep going. Jade, I think if I said that right, Jade, you'll be next.
Hi, I'm Jade Maltese. I'm also a senior at the University of Georgia. I'm a psychology major, and I consider myself highly introverted, but having this first conference experience, especially online, it felt very interactive and engaging, and I got to speak to some of you about your research, and I'm just it's really amazing seeing people very passionate about what they're studying. And I'm grateful for having this conference and really feeling connected to the McNair community. This is going into my second year at McNair, and I really didn't fully take in that there is a big McNair family. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm glad I'm a part of it.
Awesome, Jay. Well, yes, you are indeed. Micah.
Hi, hello. So I'm Michael Williams. I'm a junior English and philosophy student at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. And just like as everybody has been saying before, I really enjoyed this conference, especially the networking that happened like last night, just being able to like debrief and like decompress with our scholars. And also just with that, I realized just like the importance of academic research and just like talking with other people who've also been invested in their research, especially as it comes to like politics, social justice, environmental concerns, just like everything that's been going on in 2020. Also, the presentations like that I saw were really great too. And as Alex said, it inspired me for my own research, but then it also inspired me to like further connect and even talk maybe and like connect about like collaborating with somebody else, just like in the future. Because it's important to be interdisciplinary as like an individual, but also just be interdisciplinary as scholars, because we come from so many different majors and backgrounds. And so now more than ever with the chaos in 2020, it's like we need that diversity, that inclusion, that collaboration to move like our world in a better direction. And so it gives me a lot of hope to like work with y'all in the future.
Awesome, awesome. And the Gabriella, did I say it right?
Yes,
Gabriella.
Gabriella. Yeah, so I'm a Baylor McNair Scholars focused on the sustainable energy transition. I would just want to say the presentations that I saw, the level of expertise and detail, even in some areas that I may not be studying, so may not be able to understand so well, it's just amazing to see that, especially at least from my side. I'm an immigrant from Colombia, and it's interesting to see, even if I'm excited about my research and try to tell my family, they don't understand, but it's interesting to see that jump that McNair allows you to have. You know, like your family may not be able to understand what it is that you're studying, but just that shows you that you're making such a step forward, you know, for the generations that follow you. And just, it's just amazing to see. Again, I saw some ALS research, I saw some mechanical engineering research, and it's just interesting to imagine the family and the community that it took to even get us these resources to do this. So thank you so much to everyone. It's just been eye-opening to see all those details and that passionate research.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's great. That's great. And now one of our alums, McNair alums, who's doing some great things, will now share. So Blake. Yeah, go ahead, Blake. You're on.
All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. As Mr. Hunt had referred to, I am a UMBC alum. Currently, I am doing a PhD at the University of Michigan, and I came back to help moderate this conference. And I just want to say thank you to all the staff and all the other moderators and everyone who helped get this conference running, even in a virtual setting. I know it was definitely a challenge, but we did it. And more importantly, though, one of the things I want to highlight is just the amount of scholars who presented research and were networking. And it is unbelievable how much you guys work, how hard you work, and how much passion you guys have, and how much effort you put into not only presenting your research and signing in and presenting and then signing out, but you guys really work hard to engage with each other, ask questions, and network, and that's just amazing. And I appreciate that 100%.
Awesome. Thank you, Blake. And as always, we really appreciate, yes, the future Dr. Hipsley. Yes, we're loving it. So thank you again. I think Monbin, did I say right? Okay.
I'm Movin Mayon. I'm from McNair at Rutgers, Newark. This is my second McNair conference. My first was at my home institution. I'm so happy and so impressed by how well everything went, despite that we had to transition to a virtual means, because it's really not easy, because I've been to other presentations, conferences over the summer. There were, many technical errors. There's nobody's fault, but it's really not easy. I really appreciated watching my fellow scholars present. I appreciated how so many people were incorporating personal experience and their background, the reason that they are even eligible to be in McNair as a part of their research. I think it's really important because even now you can kind of see how so many of us want to give back to the communities that we come from and want to illuminate those experiences. So thank you all to the McNair coordinators and to my fellow peers for this experience.
Awesome. Lacey.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Lacey. I'm also from the University of Georgia. Special shout out to us because I see us everywhere. What I wanted to say is, first off, just what everyone's saying, this is awesome. I'm blown away by a lot of the work that many of you have been doing. And so kudos to all of us, even the ones who didn't present today, but especially the ones who are able to have that spotlight that I know that we all deserve. But what I want to be able to bring forth even more so into the light is those of us who are working towards something that is such a beautiful forward-thinking ideal. Like a lot of the presentations I saw concerned current issues that we face, whether that be socially, environmentally, politically, just all across the realm. And so a special clap around for those who are working for a cause, and even more so towards those who are working for a cause that their efforts aren't seen as much because what they're studying is so specialized and in depth. Specifically, I'm referring to the STEM and the sciences, that you can't easily translate how what you're doing is being helpful, so you don't get that much recognition. But I just wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate all of you. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. You make a great point there. And sometimes we need to make sure we call to task when we are all, even when the systems that are set up, and I've been pushing us on thinking about dismantling the white supremacist systems that exist. And that's one of them, is that we sort of push so much this fact-finding mission that we lose heart, and we lose what are we feeling, what are the communities feeling, and how do we make this a space where all of us are in a space of feeling and changing the world. So thank you for that. You just got me into a moment there. So speaking of, I want to bring Martina on, who is with the Curious Scholars Program, and thank you to you as well for organizing and bringing the scholars a part of this. So please go right ahead.
Thank you. Good evening or afternoon, depending on where everyone is. I want to say thank you so much for inviting the Curious Scholars to this conference. This is my first McNair conference. Also, a few weeks ago, I attended the SSI conference. And UMBC is just known really well for bringing strong conferences, because this is about my third conference, and I would say this is definitely in my top 2. I've really enjoyed Dr. Lee's presentation, and especially a few of our scholars, they sent me messages that said they really enjoyed it. They like how she was authentic and shared her struggles, and she still was able to do everything. And also myself, I feel like a lot of things she just said resonated with myself, as far as how she said we all belong here, because I was always going back and forth, should I go for a doctorate, should I not? And a lot of my mentors were saying, Martina, come on, you need to do this. So I know that will be in my very near future. And I would just like to say congratulations to all the McNair scholars. You're doing so well, because it has to be so stressful trying to organize your presentation, working in a virtual space, lighting is not working, sound is not working, and being Zoom drained. So thank you, Mr. Hunt. Thank you, all of UMBC, for inviting me, the scholars, and Dr. Bailey, and all of us. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. And you know what? That's a great transition because we're going to start moving to close now. So thank you to everyone who shared. And I didn't see any hand raised at this moment. And so you actually said something, and this is how we're going to close out. I'm excited in this moment. This is our last 10 minutes together right here. And this is what I want you all to know and to take in right now. Let me look deep into the camera. You are more than enough. I want you to get it in your soul, get it in your spirit. I want you to feel every bit of it as I share with you in this place. You are more than enough. What you have done today as a community, as McNair scholars, like you've got, I don't know if you're feeling it yet, but you are more than enough. And so there's a song, and y'all already know, my students already know what's coming. They know it's coming because they got me hooked on this this show, or this what you call it, the musical thing, and there's this song called "This Is Me," or is it called "This Is Me"? I don't even think we got the track. He's going to play it, but I want you to hear it. If you haven't seen the show, The Greatest Showman, it's in there. And this song resonates so much with me because despite all that society has designated me to be, I'm bringing myself to the table. And if it ain't enough for you, then guess what? Too bad. Right? And that's what I want y'all to get. When you're going these places, you are so much more than enough. And guess what? All you can say, this is me. This is me. Brad, go ahead and just start it for me, and we'll let just and I want you to breathe. And as he started, I want you to breathe as we started early, because remember I told you that your breath is your resistance. Your breath is your protest. Every time that one of you as McNair scholars who are coming from underrepresented minority backgrounds, from first-gen college students, this system was not created for you. And so every single time you take a breath, they're coming after you. They're setting up a new barrier for you, right? So keep breathing. So as this song plays, I want you to listen to the words. So whatever you're doing in the moment, and I just want you to just be with us for this moment. We're going to close, like this is it. We're done. But I want you to really take this moment in, right? Because so many of you were, and let me just say this. I said I was going to be done, but let me just say this too. That this is why we're going here, is because as I was listening to you all talk, you were giving kudos to everybody. It was great. But the question that I have for you is, what did this time do for you? How have you been changed? What are you knowing about yourself? How did you show up for yourself? Right? And sometimes you got to take a moment and say, wow, heck, that's good. Look at me. Look what I created. Right? My family, we grow up, we sometimes say that that's vain. Well, guess what? I'm tired of living in the world where I cannot express myself and folks know what I am bringing to the table and that it is good. And I know I'm going to say it. It's good. And so that's what I want you to know, who you are, what you're bringing to the table, because you are more than enough. Go ahead, Brad. I'm going to stop talking now. Go right ahead.
gonna drown alone. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
There's some folks you're going to have to drown out. You're going to have to figure out what the beat of your own drum is. And at some point, you just got to hold yourself and say, this is me. I want you all to leave our time today knowing that you're loved, you're not by yourself, and you're more than enough. If nothing else this weekend, y'all presentations were on fire. I wasn't even worried about that. That's not what I was worried about. Y'all were all nervous and everything. I was like, they be fine. Let's just get them in their rooms. They'll be good. But this is the session that matters to me, both the keynote and these are my two favorite times, because I always want you to leave knowing that you are loved, that you're not alone, and that you are more than enough. That's it. And so we want to thank you all for joining us today. And I want to be mindful of the time and everything. And I see y'all in the chat, and I really, yes. I know. Sometimes I like Blake. No, it's like, all right, Mr. Hunt. But y'all got to hear this, like, because I think sometimes y'all get so caught up in trying to present in this white male patriarchal society that you forget who you are and what you're bringing to the table, and you got to know that you are more than enough, and that you're the one who created. You're going to create these tables. And so that's what we want you to leave knowing, that you are going to create these tables. So our staff, our student staff, I want to say thank you to them. Y'all just give them a round of applause for what they've done. Our McNair professional staff, my heart really goes out to, and love goes out to Coris Davis, who's my boss, who really has been there with us from the beginning. When you talk about a team, having her and Antoinette there, it's wonderful. And I know that even just shared, like, Antoinette will be out for a little while, and I just want her to feel the love in this space too, to know that she is loved and that she is surrounded by this community who cares for her as not only a McNair alum, but the work that we have done here as well. And so so thank you, Antoinette. I could not have had this weekend. We couldn't have done what we have done without you. And then finally, also to Brad, who has been with us this week with Jeannie Cass. Thank you for the work that you've done to make this a success. And so note that we are appreciative of all that you've done these past few days to make all of this happen. And to the Jeannie Cass crew, there was some hiccups and things, but guess what? Y'all ain't know, because they got it taken care of and they made it work. So we want to say thank you to everyone today. Go forth, enjoy the rest of the weekend, breathe, relax yourself, and know that you are indeed more than enough. All right. Y'all have a good day. Go ahead and Brad, send us out with some good old music.
And I do it 1,008 times again.